Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Ashima and you're watching us on Entry channel. So in this video, we're going to talk a bit about Myanmar elections, as the topic of the video says that we'll be talking about those elections and why do we need to know them. I'll tell you in the later side. But before we begin on our video, I would like to bring your attention towards the Diwali festive sale for on Entry app, which is going on for all the aspirants. So what do we have in this sale for all of you? We are first of all giving you 73% discount on all the banking courses, and this offer will get you 1 year bank plan with all the videos and video courses, and you'll be getting quizzes, and you'll be getting study material, and you'll be getting notes, study notes. Everything is included in that plan, and you'll be getting a 3 month extra validity if you purchase it from November 11 to 15, or between 11th of November to 15th of November. So don't waste your much of a time. All you need to do to understand is go to Entry app, and you can download it from the Google Play Store. Download the Entry app. Over there, you can check out the videos, you can check out the course plans, you can check out all the stuff that is there that we have it planned for all of you. And after that, you can grab this offer very easily. Now, I'll be telling you about the video today. This video is completely based on Myanmar elections. Now, Myanmar elections, as you might have seen, for all those who have been updated on the scenario, they might know that Myanmar elections have brought in a lot of, chaos in the country itself. The country itself, as in that, first of all, the election results are yet to be out. But before the election results were out, the party of Aung San Suu Kyi, they announced the result on their own, that this is going to be the result as a prospective result. And after that, a lot of protests have been going on inside the country by the opposition parties. And then there have been various questions from students as to, how come Myanmar elections are important, or as a global image, Aung San Suu Kyi had ruined that image few time back. Her defamation had happened because of the Rohingya issue. Awards were taken back. She had awards were revoked from her, and still her party has won the elections. So how come all of those happened? So we'll be talking about all of those in detail, and why is it important for your examination? The reason it is important is, first of all, it is international relations. International relation, along with that, it is a neighboring country, so anything that happens over there affects the country directly or indirectly, right? Third of all, whenever you're going in an interview and you don't know about what's happening in the neighboring country, the biggest things, it gives a bad image of yours. So if you're preparing for an examination, you need to know about the issue. You need to know about everything that's happening, at least a gist of an idea, so that when someone asks you, it should look that they're talking to someone who is studying, right? So let's have a look at the elections now. So first of all, let's understand the Parliament of Myanmar, because it's a bit of complication over there, because it's a bit different from others. How? See, in the Myanmar Parliament, there are a total of 440 seats in the lower house and 224 seats in the upper house. So lower house has 440 seats, upper house has 224 seats. Out of these seats, there is a reservation of 25% seats on both the houses for military. So in lower house, 110 seats have been reserved for military. Military makes the appointments over there, whomever they want to appoint for the parliament. Similarly, in upper house, 56 seats are designated for military personnel. So anyone can be appointed by military into the parliament, right? So 25% seats have already gone. We are left with 75% seats now. So the 75% seats being 330 in the lower house and 168 in the upper house. That is the 75% seats. Now, when someone has to win the elections, they have to win at least 3/4 of the seats. Right. Now, when they want to win 3/4 of the seat, how are they going to win? That is 221 seats at least should be there in the favor of the party to be a member of lower house, and 113 seats should be there with the party at least to be in the upper house majority. how did this happen that how did this happen that military got its seats reserved at the time of military rule? Military was completely controlling the Myanmar, but when it was about to leave the position, it had constituted a constitution. So military constitution was created, and according to that, this reservation of 25% was made for military. How is it beneficial to them now? Whenever there is any bill that needs to be passed in the parliament that requires a majority, right? The majority required is 75%. That is the total number of seats which we have apart from military. If all of them are in favor, only then amendment can be made. Now it's quite not possible that there are two or three parties contesting the elections and only one party wins with a clear full of 330 seats. No, it's not possible. If we talk about any country, including India, we can't say that the whole parliament is going to be under one party. No, it's not possible. So we will require some military support to get the amendment passed, right? Now, will military give it if it's beneficial for them? Only then the military personnel will be in the favor of in favor of the amendment, and that is how there have been no major amendments in Myanmar. The only reason is that any parliamentary amendment requires a 75% majority, and the 75% majority, either all the parties except military one are in favor of it, which is quite not possible. And if military is in favor, that means it should have something for military to weigh it on. And if it's not there, then no amendment is there. And that is the reason why it is still not a completely democratic country, right? So I guess that you have got a gist of how the parliament of military runs. Parliament of Myanmar runs. So I'll give you a link over here. So the major party of Myanmar, which has been winning elections from the past and is of Aung San Suu Kyi, that is National League for Democracy. It's the major party of Myanmar and a winning party as well. The chairperson of this party is Aung San Suu Kyi, right? The major opposition party is, which is in news also, that is Union Solidarity and Development Party. It is a major opposition party because first of all, this party is the one which has a few ex-military personnels, right? So they have been asking for re-elections because they consider that something has happened in the elections and this is not a fair and justice election. Now, as I told you, 1/4 of the seats, that is 25% of the seats, are reserved for military, right? And votes which are needed to win are two-third. Two-third of the elected seats are needed to be won in the parliament. That means that you need to win approximately 66% seats, right? So two-third of the election seats are required. Wait a minute. Okay, so over here I made a mistake and I'm so sorry about that. I mentioned 3/4 over here. It is two-third. Two-third of the seats are needed to win, right? All right. So two-third of seats are needed by any party to win the elections in Myanmar. Right now, elections are held in the House of Nationalities and House of Representatives, being the lower house, House of Representatives, lower house, House of Nationalities, upper house. Right, that we have the Council of States is the name of Rajya Sabha. Similarly, then seats in the regional and ethnic affairs ministry are also held under elections itself. Just like in United States, we have elections for vice president also. We have elections for certain houses also. Similarly, over here also. Right now, there are certain portfolios that are under the ministry. That means that Minister of Defense, Minister of Home Affairs, and Minister of Border Affairs, all these three ministers are appointed by the military. That is, that they do not come under the winning party. These three the most important ministries of any country are defense, home affairs, and border affairs. Why? Because defense is how the country is going to defend against the country and inside the country. Ministry of Home Affairs, it's going to look out inside the country, the affairs that are happening and the implementation of things that are happening, implementation of amendments and everything. Third is border affairs, and all these three ministries are under military. That is, military appoints the cabinet for these three ministers. So, military has taken quite a bit of hold in Myanmar as of now, even after elections are being held over there still. Right now, Aung San Suu Kyi, she is a state council of Myanmar as of now, and this position was created by her. She is also a Nobel Peace Prize winner, but her image was kind of tainted in the recent times. Now, why was it tainted? Is because, out after the Rohingya issue took place, she was silent on that issue. She didn't say a word. She's a leader and she's supposed to say something, but she didn't utter a word, and that brought a wrong image in front of the nation. So, Amnesty International, one of the organizations, it had given Aung San Suu Kyi the award of her conscience. So she was given the Conscience Award in 2009, and they had revoked it because that award stands for the role of hope and the role of culture and heritage, but Aung San Suu Kyi ruined that image for herself, and that is how the awards were revoked. There was a petition which was started by Guardian also. The Guardian started the petition to revoke the Nobel Prize also, but the committee stated that we don't have the provision of revoking a Nobel Prize, and that is why it was not taken. Had there been a provision, it would have been taken, because they also criticized her a lot about not having a single word to say when she is the leader of the country. Right now, whenever, as I told you, amendment is required in the country, it requires 75% majority in the favor of the bill. But gaining 75% majority is kind of tussle in Myanmar, seeing how the structure of the parliament is, as I told you earlier. That is why there have been not such major changes in the parliament of Myanmar or in the country of Myanmar. Now, NLD reputation, as I told you, had been tarnished after Rohingya issue, and there was a huge international backlash from all the major organizations on Rohingya issue and handling of it in 2017. Apart from that, International Court of Justice (ICJ), they had a case which was filed against Myanmar for genocide. So, a genocide case was filed against Myanmar in the International Court of Justice, stating that they are not working towards it, and there needs to be steps taken for the people of the country being evacuated overnight. It was also being considered that this is one of the worst cases that have happened after the World War in the present scenario, in the place where all the countries are evolving. This situation was very tragic, and even India was affected with that. Then ethnic minorities who are there in Myanmar, they are also quite disappointed with NLD. Why? Because NLD is one of those parties who had promised the ethnic minorities that we will do and bring amendments for all of you. We'll stop that home war that is going on between the minorities, but nothing was done in the last elections in 2015. This promise was made, and here now in 2020, the new elections have come up, and between that time, no steps had been taken for ethnic minorities. That is why they are so disappointed. But still, they are about to win the election. Why? Because ethnic Burman and ethnic Buddhist, they are in majority in the country. 75% of people are 70% of people are Burman or Buddhist, and they are in a majority, and they all are in favor of NLD, and they consider Aung San Suu Kyi as their as their ideal, because that's the only party which brings in democracy in picture, who's working or showing efforts towards bringing the military control down. That is why this party has won the elections, or is about to win the elections. Now, as we talk about Myanmar relations, as I told you, India is going to be affected. When Rohingya issue occurred, there were so many Rohingya Muslims that moved into India. So yes, India is going to be affected with the elections. Now, Myanmar Sustainable Development Plan 2018 is currently in running in Myanmar. So this plan states that Myanmar is going to be working towards the developing the backbone policy, developing the infrastructure in the country. That is the Sustainable Development Plan which it is focusing on. And after the party wins the elections, there are possibilities that this plan will continue. Now, when this plan continues, definitely infrastructural investment is required. China is one of those countries which is, Myanmar is more in favor of, or they can say they have very important and very good relations with China. But there is a but here, because right now China is in a wrong image, right? It is quite unpopular as of now. It's a kind of in a black picture right now. So taking much of support from China might make the world against them in certain prospect. Therefore, there are chances that the relations with India and Japan might improve on certain basis because China is posing a certain risk to the image, which is already quite tarnished. Right. So that is how the relations of Myanmar are as of now, and let's see what comes in the picture in the later times. Right. So with this, I would like to wind up my video over here, and I hope you are quite clear about the issues of Myanmar and the things have been clear to you. Thank you so much, and stay tuned on Entry for more such topic-oriented videos which are important for your examination. Thank you so much, and see you later.